So, a number of you have let me know that you have received your signature brush sets, and just thank you so much. That means so much to me, and I'm so glad that you have received them, and I hope that you are enjoying them. But the number one question that I get asked is, how do you use the extended point brush? So, I'm going to play around with that today and hopefully show you a little bit with how to use this brush and different ways that I like to use it, or the main way that I like to use it for loose florals. So this brush has a very sharp tip to it, and then its belly is kind of like a round brush. So it's like two brushes in one. One of the ways that it works really well is to just use it to do make the water droplets that I normally use with a water dropper. But using this brush, you can go ahead and just fill the whole brush with water, completely soaking the brush. And then when it comes out, all the water is being held at the top. And if you just press the tip of it gently, it will release the water. So the longer you hold it, the more water that is going to come from it. And if you do just a quick little tap, the less water. So it gives you a little bit more control versus the water dropper that I use. So right now I'm just kind of making a half moon shape, a U shape with these droplets, holding the brush straight up and down and just pressing it against the paper. Then I'm going to kind of fill in that U shape a little bit and then bring a couple straight up to the top. So this is going to be the top of my floral, and I'm going to kind of replicate this today. Every time I paint it, it turns out differently, but that's the beauty of painting loosely and intuitively. So from here, I'm going to, hey Sasha, hope you're doing well. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and now make the stem, and I'm just going to press gently, going straight down. Okay, a little bit more water. I don't want this too much water in the stem, so I'm going to keep those small. I'm using the Paul Ruben set, the Seaside set, and I will link all of the products that I'm using below, so you can use whatever you have. But if you're interested in what I'm using, I'll make sure to link it in the description for you. I'm picking up this lemon yellow color, and that is going to be my start. I'm making sure it's very watery. And then I want to fill that little U shape. So I'm just wiggling the brush. Get it all out, add a couple more up here. Good. I'll rinse that off. And I'm going to pick up a pink. Of course, you can do these in any color, whatever colors are speaking to you, but you can never go wrong with pink and yellow, in my opinion. All right, and add it in my pink. Go ahead and rinse that off. So now with this brush, I'm going to hold my brush on its angle. Hi, Alex. I'm holding the brush pointing towards myself, and I'm holding it kind of on a flat. And I want to take the tip of it and I want to press it and give it just a little wiggle. So I'm using the tip and the belly of the brush. Okay, so we're just kind of wiggling this around. I'm leaving little white spaces in between of just dry paper, wiggling it. So I get these little organic shapes that you can't do really on your own. You want it to just naturally make whatever shape the brush wants to make instead of me trying to draw these petals. So this is why it turns out differently every time. You never know what you're going to get. I'm going to pick up a little bit more yellow and drop that in there. All right. And then I'm going to pick up a little bit more of this magenta and start just kind of dropping that color along in here against wherever there's an opening of dry paper. Okay, and I'll just kind of work its way through there. And with this type of style, you really have to trust the process because it always looks like a complete mess. But trust the process, it will come together. So I'm picking up a little bit more of this magenta, but every time I pick it up, I'm picking it up a little bit thicker, so it's less water in it. And I just want to drop it wherever I already see that color kind of already naturally forming. And I want to pick it up fully and get some really dark areas in here. That way I have some darker values, which really just means that it's, you know, a less diluted paint, so it contrasts against the very light values that are in here. Good. All right, that works. And now I'm going to take my stem. I'm going to bring this down. Well, actually, let's prick this a little bit and then drag that stem down. And it's going to fill with that pink color that we have up here, or whatever colors up here is going to fill into here. Let's curve it just a little bit so it's not too straight. And for greens, I'm very picky about my greens. I feel like a lot of greens come out looking very fake, so, or you have to kind of mix your own. So the one that I tend to gravitate to is this Forest Broom one by White Knights. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of this for my stem. Thanks, Alex. You're on YouTube? That's awesome. Oh, no, I didn't pick up enough. Let's try that again. Okay, and now I'm dropping that in here. And I want some of that color from the petals to kind of drain in here so the color isn't so flat. It'll have a mix of colors and it will allow your eye to kind of carry throughout the piece. If you have that color that's in one area kind of carried throughout the painting. Let's add a little bit more water here. There you go. And now taking the tip of this brush, because it can almost act like a pen, you can just kind of make some squiggly marks here. Just with the tip of it at a very light pressure. And just give the illusion of some kind of greenery coming off to the sides. Good. And of course I have to add my gold. So I'm going to add some gold mica to this. just a touch of it. And this area is still wet, so it will just bleed into wherever that wet is. You can't really see it as much right now, but you'll really notice it when it dries. Just a little touch in there. And as it's kind of setting up and drying a little bit, I can come in and maybe touch these edges. And I love how the tip of this brush just kind of works in these little small areas, and you can just add detail. Oh, hang on, let's pick up a little bit more. Just want to tap a little bit in here. There. You know, and you can just make it your own. It's gonna look different for everybody. It looks different for me every time I do it. I'm gonna rinse off my brush, and I'm gonna pick up just a little bit more water and touch off to the side and bump this edge. Soften that out a little bit. Give a little bit of an illusion that something else is going on back here. And that's it. And you can even add just a little bit of splatter, maybe. Actually, I'm going to pick up a different brush for that. Let's pick up a round brush. That gets a little smaller of a splatter. Just tap against that. There. Hi from India. The name of the brush I'm using the extended point brush. It's a number 8 from Famui. Alright. And that's it. So you see how the color is kind of fading in here, and you're getting the light color, and then you're getting the dark that's coming through. So that's why I let the water do most of the work for me. Kind of like it just as is. I don't want to overwork it. Add a little bit darker values in here. And I think I'll just leave it at that. Go ahead, and it's also a great brush for signing. Let's actually wet that a little bit more. And you can just sign with it too. And that's it. Let me see if you can see the metallic on it. You see it's still wet, but you can kind of see a little bit of the shimmer. It will really show when it dries. You can see it more on the other ones I did. So when it dries, you'll get a shine kind of like this. All right. Well, guys, that is it. I just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully that helps a little bit. And thank you so much for joining me, and for anybody who painted along with me. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Thanks, Sasha. I appreciate it.